Hi everyone.
Everybody's good. Oh, can you see us?
Want to refresh on there?
Yeah, it's playing. There we go, we're on.
Hooray!
We are on.
Hooray!
So, hope everybody's good. This is live for about an hour. It's a chance for you guys, again, to get to know us a bit more. You can ask us any paranormal questions or just generally anything in general, basically.
If you don't ask us stuff, we'll just chat rubbish.
Yeah, we will, yeah, pretty much. So we got David Jones. Hello, David.
Hi
We
David.
got Bluegrass.
Hi Bluegrass.
That's
Marsha. Yeah, Marsha.
How is everybody today? We're good. I'm good, David. Hello, lad.
Hello David.
So, puke going, and we got this going. So, just ask us anything you want. Who's that? Snugster. Is that Snugster 101? Hello, how are you?
Snugster 101. Hello. Yes.
Yes.
Welcome.
How are you guys? We are good. I'm good. I don't know about Richard.
I'm always good. Always good.
Exploring the Pool UK.
Yeah.
Good evening. How are we?
Getting a few more arriving now.
Yep. So if you can just ask us anything. I think David asked us a question beforehand, didn't he?
Did I see one right at the top somewhere? Top 5 haunted places anywhere in the world to investigate.
Off you go then.
Wow. Wow. Anywhere in the world. Well, as crazy as it might sound, I'd love to investigate in the pyramids. If there was anywhere in the world.
iPad files.
Because I just think that places like that, they've been here for so many years.
Yeah. Hi Vegas. Sorry, I'm just carrying.
Yeah, you carry on. That it would be really interesting to do an investigation somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Just to see what, if anything, you could get in those sort of places.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of mine. Where else? Crikey. When you put it like that, anywhere in the world.
Anyone.
It's just, what about you? Where would you like to go?
We've only done one.
I'm trying to think of the other 5. You do one.
Hiya Parasolo. Hope you're good. So, it'd be awesome for you to do with. Well, Waverley Hills is actually in that top 5.
Yeah.
Waverley Hills would be one of them. The Edinburgh Vaults, the tunnels, Mary Queen's Coast, the tunnels up there.
I would
Hi
like
Stephanie.
I would like to go somewhere that's really dark and sinister. I don't know where, but I know that sounds a bit crazy, but anywhere that's just really giving you the vibe, you know, that's amazing when you get that. I mean, you can get it in total unknown places, but those certain places in the world where I suppose where the famous ones will be like the Amityville house, places like that, I guess. That would be quite an amazing one.
Hi Ghost Watchers or Rebecca. Anything else? Any more?
I'm just thinking. There's just
I've done 2.
well, I've done 2.
All right.
I've done
Okay.
2 now.
All
Should we
right.
go?
Okay. All right. Bobby Mackey's 3rd one. I mean, these are only really kind of places I know from like the UK and the States. As I'm going to Goatsman's Bridge, I might as well investigate that one. That would be a place I would like to investigate. And one more. Oh, there's many. I can't think of one.
It's hard when you put on the spot, isn't it? With
Yeah.
stuff like that.
There's so many that I'd love to. The thing is, there's just so many that I.
I quite like new
investigate.
places anyway that have not been investigated. There's a real kick
No to
about.
Bobby Mackey's.
There's a
Just one question. Why no to Bobby Mackey's, definitely? Okay.
Yeah, so I quite like finding new places, and
Yeah.
getting those places, finding something that perhaps hasn't been investigated before. I get a real kick out of that. And suddenly, if you get some great stuff, that's amazing.
Yeah. Don't waste your time or money with Bobby Mackey's. Fair enough. Won't be doing that one. I have to think of another one. I agree. Richard loved new places. Yeah, I mean we found some pretty decent ones.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
Something
it's,
different.
it's like just down the road from us at North Newton Church. I mean, who would have known that would be such
Yeah.
an active place? Who could have thought?
Exactly.
Been in there loads of times, but when we've gone back and done investigations, it's been like, wow,
Yeah.
absolutely incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
So that I love.
There you go. This is a question David asked actually
Yeah,
a couple of weeks ago. It's not that serious, okay? So, no to Bobby Mackey's. It's just one that I would like to. But now you've told me not to. That'd be a no. So, David asked a question somewhere around here, and also hello to Dark Shadows Paranormal History.
yeah,
Welcome from Canada.
yeah.
David said, "What are your thoughts on mediums and psychics?"
Yeah. So, for me, mediums and psychics, what can I say? I think they get a really bad press sometimes. Some of them totally deserve it as well. But they do get put under such pressure to get results, especially the ones on TV and things like that. I mean, I believe that mediums and psychics definitely can communicate with the spirit. However, once you put that into the format of a TV show or a something on a channel that has to get big views and things like that, there's the real temptation there for them to fake it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them have that. Even that doesn't mean they're not genuinely psychic or genuinely able to communicate, but it doesn't always happen. I mean, we know ourselves, sometimes we go out and we try to make contact and you can get absolutely nothing. It's a pretty boring investigation then from some people's point of view, but I quite like the fact that it shows it to be real. It shows that not everywhere you go can you manage to get that communication. So my thoughts on mediums and psychics, I think they're a really, really valuable asset, I guess, to the paranormal community. They can make some when they make contact, it can be amazing. Unfortunately, like I say, there's so many of them out there that have gone to perhaps the dark side, shall we say, and have had to fake it, which is really sad.
I'm pretty much on the same page as Richard on this one. I pretty much agree with everything you just said. So
Yeah.
I believe that.
I mean, I think we're all to a point. Anyone who's interested in this type of thing and goes out and does investigations, you might not call yourself a medium or a psychic, but you certainly get a feeling. You certainly get that tingling going down your spine, or you get that hairs standing up on end. You get that feeling that there's a presence there with you. That is just sensing something. That's the start of, I guess, of being a medium. And once you add in the ability to maybe see spirit or hear spirit and make that contact, being able to do it at will, to call upon spirits and just get them to come to you or to manifest themselves, amazing. It must be an amazing ability to have.
Rebecca's got a good point. Is that everybody has the ability to develop as a medium. I agree with that, because
I agree. Yeah.
Recently I have literally, since coming back, I've opened myself up completely to the paranormal, and I'm going into places and I can sense stuff pretty much straight away, or sense something.
Yeah.
Straight away. It's.
I mean, I'm a pagan, and I believe I can communicate with my ancestors and with people from the past. It's a similar type of thing. You're communicating with spirits. You're opening up a channel and giving them a way to talk to you. So it's a similar type of thing, and I guess the next step from that would be being able to communicate pretty well with any spirit or calling upon them to come to you. So yeah,
We're just gonna just
I'll
shout out
try.
just
I
some
can't
new
read
people.
and talk.
No, that's all right.
I'm a man. I haven't got
I'm
that
just gonna-
ability to be able to do both.
Shout out to some more people that have joined the chat. So
Yeah.
David's got a question for me on that one, which I'll come back to in a minute.
Okay,
Okay, so one man and his magnet. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm just looking who else we
Blackfire
got there.
Project. Hi,
Get Spooky Society. Yeah.
That's definitely.
Dark Shadows Paranormal
Awesome.
and History. Welcome. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat there. It's quite hard.
But David has asked me a question, which is
David is.
completely not paranormal,
Okay.
but I'll answer it anyway
Yeah.
because it's about Batman. So
Batman question.
here's one. He said, "Here's one: best Batman and best villains." Me, it's Michael Keaton, Joker, Jack Nicholson, Penguin, Danny DeVito, Mr. Freeze, the one and only Arnold. I'm saying no to Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, okay, because it's just no. Not for me, I'm afraid. Best Batman, I agree, it's a mixture between Michael Keaton. Now, I'm going to say Michael Keaton because he's the first Batman. Best Joker for me, I would also say Jack Nicholson, closely followed by obviously Heath Ledger, because he added his own thing. Penguin, there's only really been a couple of Penguins to be fair. And Mr. Freeze, yeah.
What about the really old Batman series from the 60s?
I love that.
That's the first Batman, surely.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
real Batman.
Yeah. Hi, Alison, as well. Alison's in the chat. Yeah.
Hi all. Hi Alison. You keeping up, Dave?
Yeah.
I'm losing
Keeping
on
up.
me.
So if you got any other questions, like I said, it doesn't have to be generally just paranormal, but just ask us any kind of paranormal questions you
Yeah.
kind of want.
One Man, One Magnet has just asked, which location has been your favourite, guys?
North Newton.
North Newton. Yeah, I think we're both pretty well. Well, mine's a bit of a toss-up between North Newton and the Bridge at the Abbey.
And then the Bridge at the Abbey was good.
So both of those were good. North Newton, we just keep ending up going back to because it always leaves questions unanswered every time we go there, and we sort of think, well, this is the last one. We're not going to go back.
Right. So while we are on this, which location have you felt the most scared? That's from Alison. That's North Newton as well. Towards the end, what's your favourite tool to investigate with?
Well,
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
I just like nothing. I just
Yeah.
like, to switch everything off and it just be me in there on my own, and no gadgets, no nothing, and just sit there quietly and listen and talk and see if you can get just any type of a real response with nothing around you. Maybe just knocking, maybe just asking questions and then listening for EVPs. That's good. If we go into the realms of the gadgets and things, I really like Necrophonics. I think it's a great app. I think it does a great job. Other ones we've tried, we use GhostTube sometimes. Mixed results for that, I guess. But yeah, I quite like knocking it back to basics and just cutting out all the chances of any sort, not fakery, that's the wrong word, but any misunderstandings. Sometimes with any of the apps, you can hear a word and you can think, oh, that was a response. I love it when they're really clear on the apps.
This is the reason why I've started asking, especially with Necrophonics now, is that when I ask a question, I'm only really looking for a direct response to that question.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that comes through Necrophonics. There's lots of random words coming through, but yet there's a small majority or small minority of words that come through which are responses or direct responses to your questions. So, but yeah, I'm pretty much the same as Richard. I like my senses, especially these days, and those disembodied voices that we've got from North Newton Church are just fantastic.
Have you tried Echovox? No, we haven't tried that, but I was looking at that the other night actually and thinking we might have to give that a go.
So we got some questions here. Alison asked,
I'm just looking for the question.
So Which location have you felt the most scared? That was North Newton, so we've done that one. What's your favourite tool? We've done that one. Sorry, I am just catching up.
Excuse me while I have a quick puff on my cigarette.
If you could investigate anywhere in the world, where it would be? Like I said, I'm pretty sure that for me that'd be Waverley Hills. I don't know what for you. Well, you said the pyramids.
I'd love to go to the pyramids and investigate. Yeah, I think they'd be an amazing place.
Cool. I've done Morning Hall, Bradford, overnight one spooky place. Oh, very cool. I've never heard of that.
No, never heard of that one. It sounds
There's
interesting.
more questions. Great answer. Cool. Do you prefer day or night investigations? Bit of both, really. I mean, I do like a night investigation, but we've done quite a few daytime investigations as well. So
I think both have their place. Okay. Obviously, it feels spookier at night, doesn't it? Obviously, it does. But when you get, sometimes you go to a place even in the day, and it's scary as hell. You know, you get that feeling, and it makes no difference if it's light or dark.
yeah,
We've certainly had that.
yeah.
And I think, to me, sometimes that makes it more real because it's quite easy to scare yourself at night. You know, your senses are automatically heightened when you're out at night. Not so much in the day. Not so easy to just scare yourself in the day. You can see everywhere around. You look around. If you hear a noise, you look and you think, "Oh, I know what made that noise." At night, you don't have that. You can't necessarily see that far, so you can sort of get yourself a little bit frightened. That's a good thing, though, in some ways, because it does heighten your senses and you're listening really carefully, so you might pick up more. David, what's David come?
It doesn't matter if it's day or night, spirits are always around. 100%.
Very true, 100% Ghost Watchers. Totally agree with you.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've done daytime investigations and got some absolutely fantastic results from it.
Oh yeah, amazing results.
Just like just for instance, the disembodied voices that we got from North Newton last time.
Yeah.
And the feeling I got from there was absolutely incredible. I've never ever experienced that in any way, shape, or form. But
yeah,
I just love. If I can walk into a place and I can feel the vibe, it's all good.
And it's different in some places, apart from North Newton, which seems to be always charged. But we've been to other places where we've been once and we've got amazing responses, and we've gone, wow, this is amazing. Gone back 2 weeks later and there's like nothing.
Yeah, that was Shelbourne.
Shelbourne, yeah.
We went back, so basically we had the Shelbourne episode where we had a few things going on. And then after Christmas we went back and we got hardly anything. I hadn't actually aired that episode yet, that's coming up soon.
No.
But yeah, here we go. Let's just go back. So David had a big question here.
He did, yeah.
So here's one. First ever album you had? Me, it was an old Wacko SMJ. The band album, 7 years old, had it on cassette in my Walkman all year round, dancing and singing around the house.
First ever album, my God. Wow, one of the first ever albums I actually bought was Elvis Costello and the Attractions. Their first album that they released that put them into the charts. And from then on, my music tastes are pretty eclectic. It ranges across rock through to country music to some old sort of jazz and blues stuff. Oh God, it's just so much. Folk music. I love all types of music. So my early days, I mean, a lot of heavier music. Bat Out of Hell was one of my favourite albums ever. And the Jim Steinman album that came along behind that was a great album. But then there's a lot of the classic rock albums as well that I would have had, you know, Led Zeppelin albums. God, there's so many. I'm just trying to think of all the stuff I used to listen to, I still listen to. I mean, yeah, just loads and loads. And then there was a time when I was really into Gary Newman, so sort of more electronic music and that type of thing. There's been all sorts over the years, all sorts of things.
My taste in music is pretty simple. I like rock music, and it varies from stuff like Bon Jovi to Metallica to Guns N' Roses
Yeah.
Nothing too heavy. I'm not into the screen kind of side of it, but you know, stuff like Tool and all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's a good. Go on, carry
Yeah,
on.
and stuff like that. And then going on the other scale, I actually do generally like Pink Floyd
Yeah,
as well, and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So
it's a good question there from one man, one magnet. If you could make contact with a famous celebrity ghost, who would it be and why? Okay, I would love to make contact with Aleister Crowley. I don't know if you know much about Crowley, but very much into the dark side of the paranormal, and I just find him very interesting, very intriguing, and I would love to make contact with his spirit. It would be pretty frightening because I think he was a pretty frightening guy in life, so he's bound to be pretty scary in death. But that for me would be amazing. Other people, I mean,
just the one.
just the one. Come on then, who's yours,
I
Dave?
have no idea.
Come on,
I don't know.
fill us in,
I
Dave.
generally don't know. I couldn't actually honestly one famous person. Oh, I don't know. I haven't got an answer for that one. Not on the spot anyway. I'll have to reply to you on that one. But Marsha had a question as well. One tool that you don't have that you would like to try on investigation. For me, it's the Flux device.
That you wouldn't try.
That wouldn't try.
No,
or would try.
I didn't read it. You read it.
That you would.
That you don't
would-
have that you would like to try an
would like to try.
investigation.
So the Flux device.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
It's
Tell
a
me,
small
Dave.
device like this. It's just like another like EMF reader, like a sensor.
Yeah,
It's very expensive,
yeah.
extremely expensive, and it just kind of when, say, spirit or an energy comes close to it, it kind of just lights up and just does a, which is quite good.
What's it do?
I'm not doing that again.
Oh, I was quite enjoying that.
But that's one I would like to have,
Okay.
just to give it a try. But unfortunately, that bit of kit, which is probably only about that big, is over £300 long. Long.
So
£300.
I was watching something the other day around Tesla. So Nikola Tesla was quite into trying to communicate with spirits, and he created a device which basically was an EMF device, I think. I'd love to get the blueprint for that and get that made and try that, because I would imagine that would be amazing. It may have already been done, I don't know, but that looked like something I would love to give a go with.
The only downside about a lot of the paranormal kit at the moment is literally the price of it. And
Yeah,
that's
do you
why
do you
I'm
find
steering-
that people? I
that's
mean,
why I'm
sometimes I look at the prices of this
steering it.
stuff and I think, can it really be that expensive?
That's why I'm steering away from that kind of expensive stuff. To be honest, it just seems very pricey. And plus I like my own senses, like we've already talked about in the live. I like
Yeah.
my own senses.
Yeah.
So Pasadena Peril is making us a type of music box that is called a Bible box.
Roadbox
Um,
and road light is made up of like K2 meters. As I want both and
I wanna
can't
get
afford them.
Jake
That sounds
Tyler.
really interesting.
Jake-
Get Spooky Society. That sounds a really interesting bit of kit they're having made there.
Yeah, Jacob Zeller would be another one.
Yeah.
There's all sorts. It's just I prefer to stay away from like the really. It's not because I don't want it. It's just it just seems very.
I mean, nobody
Pricey.
nobody minds spending the money if it gives you better results, I guess. But I'm not so sure with some of it that it does. I mean, these little. I think it was a real massive change when. Whoops! I've just lost me. When they started to you could get apps on your phone and you could start to download some of these apps to use, because let's be honest, your phone is a pretty powerful piece of kit.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And if you get good apps, good ones that are really doing it, that aren't just the fake apps that are out there, it's you can't beat that really. It's an amazing bit of kit. You've got it in your pocket. It does it takes pictures. You've got everything on there. So being able to download apps, I don't mind paying a few quid for an app that works really well.
it's like Alison and Rebecca are talking about it. Like Yvonne does make her own equipment, like the sensors.
Yeah.
That which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
And like Alison saying, it does cut costs, and it does.
Yeah.
And I'd rather do that than go off and buy similar stuff. I'd rather
Yeah.
make our own. So.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. She made a music box, a REM pod.
Box on REM pods. That's cool.
But then when we can get activity with the inexpensive cat balls and flashlights, then we don't really need anything else. And
that is very true, isn't it? I mean, sometimes the simplest things are the best.
You know,
because it takes away all the possibility of it, you know, picking up something on a radio frequency that there's nothing there. If those little cat balls or light balls start to flash, and they're flashing on command, and you're not touching them, there's no vibrations. That to me is quite clear that you've got some sort of communication going on there.
But again, one man, one magnet. It says spirit box. Now obviously I've got the spirit box, and even in the past,
Yeah.
even before I come back, I had some great responses through the spirit box.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Yeah.
it's just.
I think we all find our own niche, don't we? We all find the thing that we like to use. Everybody likes to try new bits of kit out, but I think probably we all drift back to something that's our favourite. But it's always good to try new things. Definitely, always good to try the new kit and give it a go.
We have a new question from David.
Okay.
So first celebrity crushes. It was at 7.
That's 7. David, you had a crush at 7?
Page 3 models, pop-up section, Samantha Fox. She had
Two
things going. Yeah, I get that.
Thank you, David Jones, for lowering the tone.
I can remember what. I can't remember what. I bet you can. Yeah. I used to. Yeah. Go on then. First crush.
God, going.
I know who mine is straight away.
First crush. Debbie Harry, Blondie. Absolutely amazing. She was gorgeous in her day.
For me, well, it's 2. There's actually 2. And the first one is Christy Swanson. Do you know who she is? No.
Oh, yeah, I recognise the name. I can't
So,
place who she is.
Basically, she is the very first person to play Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And then the other one is Sarah Michelle Gellar, who played Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the series. I was a teenager when I was watching that, and my God. I'm sorry, but it's a crush right there. You had a woman with a very nice body, not going to go rude or anything like that, who does karate kicks and beats up vampires and has a stake in her hand and is just like that. As a teenager.
Well done, Dave.
My pleasure.
That's brought some horrible images into my mind.
I didn't do anything like that. So, so here we go. Marsha has had a question. What age was your first paranormal experience? Me, 5. I'm going to probably say around about exactly the same age as that. To be fair, at home in the home that I still live in right now.
Well, this raises some questions for me. First paranormal experience. I actually think children are far more open and able to communicate with the spirits. Yeah. I remember, I can't put an age on it. Certainly, probably 5 or younger.
Yeah.
Did you all have imaginary friends? I certainly did. And when I think back, they were so real. And I've thought about this many times, and I've thought, you know, they weren't just. I can't explain it. They were, as a child, they were so real to me. I could see them, I could speak to them, I could play games with them. And I just wonder if that is something along the lines of, you know, how children are able to communicate with spirit, because their minds are so fresh and empty. They're not
Free.
They're not set with any sort of
Free mind.
Yeah.
Free minds. That's the way I said. When they haven't got like the daily hassles that adults have got,
No.
and like they're completely free and open and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
that's how it felt for me when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I was experiencing the stuff in my house,
Yeah.
I just know there was something. I still know there's something there now. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, fight that.
Yeah, it's a good question. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to read some of the answers. Who are we talking about now? Yes,
Loving this life and David.
Madonna,
What?
like a virgin.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that
another
up.
colour.
Yeah.
Nice one, Paul, I think.
Madonna.
Nice, thanks. It would take Madonna out tomorrow if she asked me. I'm not sure about the latest picture of her. She's not looking so good now, or is that was in the news today, wasn't it? I was thinking she at the Grammys,
Yeah.
and I think it looks like she might have had a bit of work done. It hasn't really worked out well, I don't think.
Yeah. Still gorgeous though.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and to each their own, definitely.
I'll tell you one crush I have. I know we're going back onto this crush, but the one I had when I was growing up in like the 2000s when I was it was Pink,
Yeah.
and she is a goddess to me. End of story.
Okay.
She still is. Sorry, I just had to bring that up because we're still talking about crushes.
Yeah.
Thought I might as well bring that one up. I literally bow to her.
Oh dear.
Tell my friends about Boiling Hall.
David Jones, yes, Pink.
Literally.
Cool.
God, I love her.
I'm just reading. Sorry,
I am
guys.
as well. I'm
I'm just
reading
reading
the
the comments
I
and
am
catching
as
up
well.
because when you're chatting away, you miss them. So,
Boiling Hall is one I went
Alison.
to investigate.
Alison, I'm a girl and I'd make an exception for Pink. Love it.
Boiling Hall is one. I'm going to have to look up this.
Cindy
is it Bowling-
Lauper.
Bowling Hall?
Cindy Lauper.
Yeah.
And Noel at 69. No,
I'm going to have to look up that location. Because
Yeah, I've never heard of it before.
I've
It
never
does
heard of
sound
it either.
interesting. Yeah.
But I want to look that up.
I mean, if we're talking about older ladies, I mean, Carol Vorderman, I mean, in her day she was gorgeous, and considering how old she is now, she's still a stunner. Absolute
That's
stunner.
work though.
Well, that's all right, Dave.
Yeah, I know. I'm not arguing with you. I'd never argue.
No, not Noel. Dave's laughing at me. Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah. grab a granny.
Grab a granny. Oh, I love it.
Oh, you gotta love this community.
I'm a granddad, so grannies look fine by me. He went down with his son, spoke to blokes, said they were closed, went back the next day, asked them to go open as we can. Said, I am the only guy working.
That's got to be,
Okay.
I reckon they're talking about the location.
Yeah.
That was in there.
I just lost my thing.
So,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look that up after this live. 'Cause I've never heard of it. In fact, there's quite a few places I've never heard of, which I've been watching the trip.
Well, that is the thing. I mean, I guess you guys wouldn't have heard a lot of the places we go to when we find them. I mean, there's just so much around here. That is the beautiful thing about where we live. It is a great location. I mean, we haven't really been to any, not done investigations at places like Avebury yet, have we? And things like that, which are great places to go to. Just for a walk around and just see if you get anything there.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Who's this? Where have we got to?
This live is laughing face, laughing.
Well, if you can't have a laugh, what's the point, eh? What is the
At
point?
the end of the day, if you don't talk about paranormal stuff, we talk about other stuff, and then you're going to see me and Richard probably bickering at each other and giving each other shit, so...
And me puffing away on a fag.
Yeah.
Dave smokes as well, by the way. He's just, he's a little shy.
I'm not professional.
Professional. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, professional, everything. No.
Should I tell you
No.
some stories about Dave's professionalism? No,
No,
I
I
think
wouldn't.
maybe not.
No, I wouldn't. Please don't.
Oh, dear. Hello, Kathy's on. Hi, Kathy.
That's his wife.
Yeah, the wife's arrived. No more rude questions now.
Load him in. Keep him going. Or even mini job. Yes. Exploring with Paul. Yep.
Exploring with Paul.
Yes.
Oh yeah, from the
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. Yeah, great choice. Great choice, Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, you go. Actually, saying this, no, actually, I might. We're just gonna bring the chat down to a paranormal level just for a minute.
Okay.
If you get to travel and do investigate, can I come along and be cool? I'd go to that place. I never heard of this place, and I'd actually go there to investigate.
Where is it?
That bowling. I mean, everywhere, like, it's in the chat, so.
Bowling Hall. So, whereabouts is Bowling Hall?
I reckon it's up north.
It's up north.
I reckon it could
Okay.
be. I don't know. I've never heard of it, so.
No, it does sound interesting though. Sounds really interesting. Bradford. That's not too far.
No, it's not.
If you were to get up in the morning, we could get there.
Always up. That's because I'm working half the time.
Are you? Are you, Dave?
Yeah, I'm either working or. Well, yeah. I had a 40th birthday party last week, which I left to.
Dave let me down last week.
Didn't let him down.
He went on a 40th birthday party and didn't manage to arrive here on Sunday.
It's because I had to work.
Managed to get to work in the morning, but then had to go back to bed.
No. Right, so we're going to bring this more down to like a paranormal.
Okay, let's get
Just
back onto a paranormal.
So this weekend, obviously it's going to be warm, so I'm not going to be at work.
Hooray!
Fingers crossed, anyway. Planning some investigations, and the one that I suggested to Richard, and I'm hoping we do this, is that we're going to go back to North Newton Church. Maybe.
So why do you want to go back there, Dave?
Hang on.
Maybe
go back to North Newton Church this weekend for one final investigation. Hey, that's me.
Why do you want to go back to North Newton Church, Dave?
So, basically, the reason why I need to go back to North Newton Church is that in the last just over a week, I've had 3 dreams to do with 3 dreams to do with North Newton Church. I'll come back to that question, Marsha, because it's actually a good question.
Yeah.
Basically, I've been drawn to go back to North Newton Church, and I really need to kind of put this to bed pretty quickly. So,
Okay. So what were the dreams about?
I don't know. I was just in the church. I don't know. I woke up feeling very, very off. It's strange. So.
Okay.
So yeah, I just really would like to go back there. So
dreams are connected to spirit.
Yeah.
So let's, try and write down when you have a dream what you remember.
Yeah. But that's the reason why I want to go there.
Okay.
Marsha has a good question. Have you had any visions that came true? That's a great question.
It's a bit of a. So I believe in deja vu. Sometimes, I don't know if it's a vision, but you get that feeling that you've been somewhere before, or you've experienced it maybe before, past life thing, that type of thing. Certainly had experiences of that over the years.
Jess is in the chat. Sorry, Jess Mills.
Hi Jess.
How you doing?
Hi Jess.
But have you had any visions come true?
I can't think of one off the top of my head. Have you?
Possibly. Maybe one. Maybe. There's a kind of... I would have to probably say no, actually.
I can't think of any that I can honestly say I've had a vision that's come true. I've had those, like I said, had those feelings. I've been places before and I've experienced things before, but No, not a vision that's come true. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I had to get a beer and have a pee. Thank you, David.
Exploring with Paul, the one I'm doing tonight, was originally an old folks home. Yeah, we tend to do a few old folks homes. They're quite good for investigations. I always find with them, you get a real mixed bag because you've got usually those places have been used for something else previously. Specifically, one for us was oh my god, can't think of it, Winton House. We went there 2 or 3 times. That had been an old people's home. It had been a school. It had been used in the war. So it was a real mixed bag of things going on there.
I'll tell you what that felt like. It was like different spirits, different ages, whichever, or different times,
Yeah.
or maybe direct. They were all trying to compete with each other to try and grab our attention.
Yeah, I
At
think
certain
there was such a lot happening that you couldn't. Sometimes you couldn't get through the gabble of it all. There was so much going on.
Yeah, it just like literally just felt like there was one spirit saying hi, and another spirit saying hi.
Yeah.
They were all trying to muscle in and try and grab our attention. But yeah,
Yeah.
the dreams, because it's in the chat, the dream side of it. Hello, Rich. Hello, Dave. Where are you next investigating? I have a few ideas. I do know that Jess wants to join us.
Okay,
so.
Jess, that sounds interesting. We love to hear your ideas. Always love to hear them.
But where are we planning on going next?
So
It won't be to the weekend until we properly.
it won't be till this weekend, but this weekend it's looking like Dave wants to go back to North Newton, so that'll probably be.
I believe I've got to do a challenge in there as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Time to death challenge and all.
Oh, of course, yeah. I'm happy to tie you up, Dave.
So. Oh, it's just
Not in any
just
sort of
creep.
kinky way.
I just creeped.
Just the
right
fact
up.
of you being tied to a pew in North Newton Church, whilst I'm outside just smoking a cigarette, sounds great. Sounds good.
So, yeah, I've got some nice pink fluffy handcuffs coming for us.
People will talk.
Yeah, well, they already do. Let's not let them stop now, shall we?
Puffing away on a cigarette. Okay.
Loving the thing. Yeah. Gonna look good on him.
Is this? Are we changing the sort of tack on our channel now, Dave? Are we turning into some sort of kinky ghost adventures? Is that what we're doing? Sounds horrific.
The conversation has gone south.
What's happened there?
Oh, kinky Dave. Here we go. You got them going now.
I love
I'm
it.
going right now. Please can I remember that in the gate. Oh yeah, I do actually know.
I've had deja vu for years. Do you think it's because we have been there and done it? That's true, Midnight Angel. We've been there and done it, definitely.
You're gonna get to see Richard in pink handcuffs, Kathy. He's gonna look so sexy.
Great. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Very sexy.
You're leaving me the key. That is for
I'm
definite.
leaving you the key. I'm gonna take the key, and then I'm gonna get in the car and drive away.
Oh, mate, amazing. Great. You know who your friends are, don't you? So Dave takes me to a really scary spot, ties me up, puts some pink handcuffs on me, and leaves me there. That sounds like it would be sort of thing you would do, yeah.
Yeah. Jeff says there's a murder site in Coombe.
Yeah, I know the site you're talking about, Jess. Is this the policeman? Is that the one we're thinking about?
So I just saw that, and I just had to bring it up. But the conversation is still quite. It is rich. The conversation is still pretty much in the gut, apart from that question.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Jess is trying to lift things back to a paranormal level.
Yeah, and everybody's
But everybody else is more interested in the kinky stuff.
everybody's
That's
just looking
what's
forward to
happening.
us getting a bit kinky in an investigation. To be fair, which,
Yeah, I think I know this. I don't know exactly where the site is, Jess. So perhaps we could have a chat offline sometime, or you could have a chat with Dave, and yeah, maybe we could give that a go. That would be a good site. I know the story that goes along with it. I know the story that goes with it, but I'm not exactly certain where that site is.
Absolutely, the kinky stuff. Yeah, they're still on. Yeah, just give us a message, Jess, if you can, and then we'll have a chat, and then you can come and join us for that one.
Of course you can. Yeah, anytime.
So, no more kinky stuff, please.
No more kinky stuff.
Right,
So, I'm trying to think of something serious to say because it's all got a bit weird now.
Right, so one man has a question. How do you ask companies, etc., if you're allowed to do an investigation at that location, and do you have to pay insurance, etc.? Luckily for me and Richard, we do a lot of ghosts are kinky, they wear chains. Jess got involved in the kinkiness as well now.
It's all going back to kinky.
So I'll go back onto the question. Luckily for me and Richard, a lot of the places we go to are free, and we can just walk in majority of them.
Yeah.
But we do have to be a little bit careful, especially in the churches and all that kind of stuff.
Of course you do. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you don't know who's about, you don't know who you might upset, but a lot of the places we haven't paid for. When I was investigating years ago, we had to contact some people, sometimes they charge, and there is a certain part we have to have insurance as well, just in case. So.
Yeah.
So in certain areas, yeah, but I mean that's just from my experience. I'm sure other teams have to do different things as well.
Yeah, we're quite lucky. I mean, I've got some contacts that enable us to get into some places that probably other people wouldn't be able to get into, which gives us some good spots to investigate.
Sorry, yeah, carry on. So I'm just
Is it
reading
gone back
the comment.
kinky?
Yeah,
It's gone back kinky, Dave.
But if David Jones is like, I'll be the third member, lad, so I fit right in. Bald head and big beard. Stop with the kinkies.
Oh god.
Kathy went, get your minds out of the gutter.
Yeah, I
We all
agree.
should.
Kathy, I totally agree. Drag their minds out the gutter, definitely. It's not me.
You're not helping, are you? Yeah,
Oh
God.
god.
This live will never make it on my channel because YouTube will probably take it down.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't tend to need insurance the places we go, for a lot of them anyway. I mean, we're trying to do a few more outside sites at the moment. So we're going to places like, we've just been to Ludgershall Castle,
Which airs Friday.
that'll be airing Friday. We're looking at a few other old ruins around the area, within sort of 20-30 miles of us, that we're going to go to. When the weather's a bit better, we're probably going to go down to Corfe Castle in Dorset as well. There's some sites there where we'd like to go and have a look. And then there's still plenty of stuff around us here, but we really need the better weather to do so. I mean, Ludgershall, you'll see when that airs, it was a night investigation. It's an old ruined castle. Mainly earthworks left there now, but there is part of the castle still standing. But it was so windy and blowy, it was starting to affect the sound on the sound quality, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's not bad sound. I mean you can still hear everything from the editing I've done so far. So
Yeah.
But the one thing I do know is I know he's only tuning in for one thing with Ludgershall Castle. And that's to watch me fall over.
I do love Dave
Rebecca
falling
Stout.
over at Ludgershall Castle. It is my favourite clip from this channel. Just, I don't know, something about it, just where he slips over and then he tries to get up and he just goes, "Got my jeans dirty." And I can't stop laughing every time I watch it. So,
So basically they're accusing Rebecca of starting the kinkiness. To be fair, you did kind of tag us or challenge us to this challenge.
yeah.
You said you had to be handcuffed, and when you told me you had to be handcuffed, the first thing I thought was like, if I'm going to get handcuffs, it's going to be pink handcuffs from Richard. So Marsha has got, I just noticed that Marsha might have a question here, which I missed.
What a serious question. An actual serious question.
Marsha asks, have you had a spirit in your home? The answer to that question is yes, and it's still there.
Yeah, the answer to that question is definitely yes. I've had several spirits here. When I first moved to this house, a spirit followed us from a previous house. It was a child. Nothing malevolent or nasty about it. It just used to hide things. I remember.
Hi, forensic. Sorry.
I remember one day that a set of motorcycle keys went missing. We couldn't find them. We were looking around for days and days and days, and they appeared in a tree in the back garden, hanging in the tree. No way they could have. No way they could have got. I mean, we used to we'd have a drink, but we didn't get that drunk that we would wander out and hang our keys in the tree. There was a couple of things like that. And at the previous house, that same spirit used to hide things there. I remember once finding my keys in the oven. Couldn't find them for days, and then they suddenly appeared in a baking tray in the oven. Went to do some cooking one day, opened the oven, and there they were. And you sort of think, wow, that's strange. So yeah, definitely had a spirit in the homes. Nothing here now, though. I will say, we do think that one of our no. Let me finish first.
No, you finish.
So the other day, Dave came over, and we were sat in our kitchen.
Literally just to tell about the same story.
Yeah, well, that's my story now. So we were sat. Shut up, Dave. So we were sat in the kitchen, and we used to have two dogs. One of them was called Charlie. One of them was called Daly, a Staffy and an American Bulldog, and they were beautiful. We loved them dearly, and we lost them both, not at the same time, but we've lost them both, and we don't have any dogs now. And the other day I was sat in the kitchen, and we've got a stone floor in our kitchen, and I swear that I heard the dogs' feet scraping along on the floor like they used to, and I thought it was just me, my mind, wishful thinking, didn't really think a lot more of it. And blow me, about a few days later, Dave turns up, and he sits down in the chair, and I'm sat in front of him. We're in the kitchen just across the table, and we both hear it. And Dave said to me, he said, I just heard a dog walk in. I said, thank God it isn't just me. I heard that. I've been hearing that same thing. And Dave heard it straight away.
Clear as day. I'm not gonna lie, it was as clear as day. I was sat in the kitchen and we were having a chat.
Yeah.
And all that. It was after the premiere last week. It was before the premiere last week. And we were sat there, and I heard, like you said, the footsteps.
Yeah.
Looked around, expecting to see a dog. Nothing there at all. And I was just like, I know what I just heard.
Yeah.
And I know that it sounded like a dog's claws.
Yeah, and it's actually very comforting, because I love those dogs, and so did Kathy. They were two amazing dogs, absolutely brilliant dogs, and the fact that maybe they are here with us in spirit now just makes me really happy. I'm really pleased if they're here, because they were just something else. Two amazing pups. So yeah, maybe we have got a spirit here now. That's cool. What do you think about animal spirits? You know, that's another question altogether, isn't it?
They're talking about in the comments.
Yeah.
But like, just going quickly back onto like homes being haunted. The spirits, I should say, maybe were in my house. Well, my parents' house.
Yeah.
Like I said, they've been there since I was a kid. You know.
That wasn't a dog.
No.
That was just something falling off the side of the table.
Nearly went into investigation mode there. No, that spirit's been there for a very, very long time. It's still there now. It just doesn't have that dominant effect on me as what it did when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to it. There is the odd occasion where I'm walking upstairs or in my room or something like that, and you just go, okay.
Yeah.
And you just can feel, you know, something around you. It's strange.
Yeah.
It's not one for me, but so yeah, sure. As a child, I had no negative spirit. Spirits are joining in with the live. Did you hear that fall over? Did you, Rebecca? Because
Yeah.
I literally
Yeah.
went straight into investigation mode.
I think it's just something dropped off the edge of the table. I don't know why. Maybe it's the dogs. Maybe they've knocked it over. Who knows?
Because
Yeah.
I was ready to investigate them.
Yeah. So I have done recently. Last Sunday when Dave was not paralytic. He was at work. He was at work.
Thank you.
Yeah. I did a little video here on my own. I've edited it all myself, and I've passed it across to Dave to put on the channel, and he's still to put it up. Okay. But it's quite an interesting chat. He hasn't watched it himself yet because he's got a, you know, he's like my producer. I think that's what I'd describe him as.
Boss, man.
So he's got to go through it yet. Make sure I haven't done anything untoward on there. But I think you probably will enjoy that one when it comes up. It's a discussion. It's just my thoughts on a Sunday morning around the classification of ghosts, where they start, what their energy levels are, and coming up all the way through.
Don't give it too much away.
No,
watch it.
Well, yeah, they still want to watch it.
Don't give it too much away. Just let them just enjoy it.
You
And it'd be going up.
You could have been here involved in it, couldn't you?
Yeah, well, I was at work.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. Just me, I was. So the setup is.
I didn't know he worked in a pub.
If I'm working at pubs,
Oh.
I was making sure that people like you don't fall over when it gets cold.
Ah, okay. What, you
So-
mean old people?
Like people that walk on bits of road that don't walk on a bit of road which hasn't got grit on it.
Okay. You're such a nice guy, aren't you? You care. Did you grit outside my house then?
Nope.
No.
Don't pay me
Oh,
enough
didn't
for that.
bother. No. Okay.
I need to get ready for work. Catch you later. See you later, Jess.
Jess, really nice to hear from you, mate. Take care.
Yep, I'll speak to you soon. And there was a question. David Ashton said, "Do you like a few beers?" Right. I'll put this to bed because Richard always brings this up. Years and years ago, yes, that is a very good question. I used to drink quite a lot in my early 20s, late 20s, and all that kind of stuff. And as I grew older, I kind of tapered off. Now, at the weekend and this year, me and my mates are all going to be turning 40. And this week,
Youngsters.
last
Youngsters.
weekend, it was one of my mates' 40th birthday, and I had a fair amount to drink. I wasn't hammered, but I had quite a fair amount to drink. So yeah, I do like a beer. It helps me relax, and I enjoy it after I've had a nice. Well, when I've had a hard week at work.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Absolutely nothing wrong with
Well,
that. As
knowing
an
it.
ex-landlord, I can't knock Dave having a beer. I mean, basically, his drinking habit has, supported me for years. So
Not anymore, it doesn't. But no. But yeah, it's pretty much it when it comes to that. So don't forget to hit those thumbs up. Please do. Thank you very much. It is very, very much appreciated. And if you can give us a share, that'd be even better as well. So
yeah.
we're not going to go on for too much more longer because I got to go home and get my beauty sleep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got some things.
Fucking hell, excuse my French.
Yeah,
He's gonna need a
don't
lot
swear.
of sleep. He's gonna need a lot of sleep.
Hey. No. I have to go now, but we'll catch the rest on replay. To be fair, Rebecca, we're about to finish it.
Yeah, I
to be
don't
honest,
think we're
so
too far from the end, Rebecca. So
So-
thanks for joining in. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate your support and on our channel and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
so-
definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's a nice little community we've got, isn't it? It's great. All the different people here joining in. It's really nice to see,
Yeah.
and we really appreciate it. And we do try and join in whenever we can. Dave probably more than me because he's got a lot more spare time than me, and he's younger and he's got more energy. I
I
guess.
have not got a lot of spare time at all. No.
What's
Yeah.
that? I'm 40. I'm 42. 4 days on the beer, drinking me from the age of 13. David Jones, good man, drinking from the age of 13. We love it.
No
Yeah.
worries. I really enjoyed it. But thank you for joining. Just thank you for joining us and watching. It is really, really appreciated. That's to everybody. That's
Of course it is.
collective.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Of course it is.
Just want to say thank you for everybody
Yeah.
joining in. But we're gonna probably just call it there. It was just more of a quick.
Yeah, I don't know how long we've been going for, David.
About an hour.
About an hour. We've done an hour.
Yeah.
That's cool. We don't want to bore you too much. So hope you've all enjoyed having a little chat with us tonight. We'll do this again sometime, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably about a month's time, I reckon. We'll probably do it again.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
And if you guys set one up anytime, I'm sure we will join in and get to see you and get to know you a bit more as well. It's always good.
I'm a bit more back on YouTube again, so I'm starting to watch everybody else's investigations and videos. I've got, in between the editing and everything. But just a quick one, just to say, Ludgershall Castle airs on Friday.
Yeah.
I don't know what time yet. It won't be a premiere.
Yeah.
But it will air on Friday, and it's most likely going to air around about 7:30 around that time. And then Richard's video will air on Sunday.
Well done.
So it will be.
It's a busy little week, and then hopefully on Saturday we're off out to an investigation as well. We're not quite sure where yet, but we'll be going somewhere.
Saturday and Sunday potentially. So
good, hopefully good weather this weekend, so we might be able to get out to a few of the places we've been planning, and catch up with a few things. So yeah. Again, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all again soon. Take care.
All.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, there we go.